Hi guys, and welcome to Soul Family. For those of you that don't know me, I am D-Ray Love. I'm a music artist, a psychic, a healer, a therapist, a life coach, and also a content creator. I focus heavily on the spiritual aspect of life, on the spiritual aspect of everything that's going on, whether that's suffering with mental problems, what's going on in the world, physical ailments. I focus on spirituality as an entirety. My spirituality is not in the sense of religion, but in the sense of higher consciousness, intuitive messages, and having a direct connection with source. These videos are going to be me channeling messages to really get into things that are happening at the moment, things that are going on. I have to be very careful about what I put out, because back in 2020 I put out some very vital information about what was happening in the world, and the video got taken down. You have to bear with me in the way that I'm going to be saying a lot of things. A lot of it's going to be allegedly, but you can go and do your own research, okay? So we will look at cards sometimes on the channel, but mainly it's going to be intuitive messages. When God calls for me to come and speak to you guys, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I've been called today to come and talk about the digital IDs. Basically told you guys about this in 2020. I was over all platforms letting you guys know about Project 2030, about the plan, about everything that they're planning to do. Again, can't say too much on here. Do your research. But I wanted to talk today about these digital IDs, what it's going to mean for us, and why we need to not be complicit in what the government is wanting from us. I take my role as a starseed very, very seriously. I also take my role as a psychic very seriously, and I also take my humanitarianism very seriously. I like to speak up for the voiceless. I like to be able to put points across that most people are scared to talk about, and I like to be really the front runner for truth, because that's what I represent: authenticity, and I represent truth. So that's what Soul Family is about. It's about bringing together like-minded individuals that feel the same way I do and want to see change in the world, but not quite sure how to bring it about. And change starts with changing yourself, okay? So this channel is going to be focusing on changing yourself from the inside out, elevating to be the best version of yourself. And if we all start working on ourselves and we all start raising our vibrations, then we will naturally raise the vibration of the planet. This may be going over some people's heads if this is not your wheelhouse, but honestly, this channel is for people that do think like me, people that are ready to stand up and hear the truth and speak the truth, and for people that are ready to start being their highest and most best versions of them. I don't really watch the news. I'm going to be honest. I stopped watching the news a long time ago when I realized they feed you what they want you to know. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this stuff is either already set to be in place and they're just letting you know now so you can panic, or that they are trying to see how you're going to take it. I said in 2020 that the banks were going to crash within 5 years. I believe we're in 2025, okay? And we're already hearing rumors of a central banking system. This has been in play for a long time. When COVID came in, COVID was a test to see how we would comply and how we would go along with whatever the government said. So here we are now being given digital IDs. What's digital IDs going to mean to us? Digital ID is going to mean that we have a restriction on what we can eat. We have a restriction on what we can buy. There will be restrictions on travel, and so on and so forth. And this has been the plan for many, many years. They want to have full control over what we do. It can do things like restrict how much you're eating a week and then stop you from being able to purchase anymore. It can restrict your travel if you say something they don't like online. It can restrict your freedom and your movement completely. Now, just like COVID, this can only work on compliance, okay? I've already signed a petition of 2.4 million people to say no to digital IDs. We are going to lose our freedom completely. And honestly, this is something that they've been trying to do for a long time, because they feel as though they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. As if you didn't have enough control. There's a camera on every single street. You're probably watching me through my laptop right now. You listen through the phones. We already don't have any privacy. So for you to further want to control what we can do is just mind-blowing to me. The fact that another human being thinks that they can control other human beings as a whole. Who put you in charge? Did you have a phone call with God that I don't know about that said you're going to rule the land? You're the ones that are going to tell everybody the rules, and you're the only ones with the power. I'm sure that was not the case. What can we do? Once the powers that be have control of us, they will get richer and we will get poorer and dissipate, okay? We will just they're hoping we will just fade away into the background. However, there are more of us. And if we start thinking for ourselves and start thinking as the human beings that we are, as we're all connected to each other, and we start thinking in more of a selfless way, because I'm just going to be honest with you, the entire population is selfish right now. I got on a bus this morning with my child. I let my child sit down because I didn't want him standing on the bus. There were 4 to 5 gentlemen and boys on this bus with a bag on their chair that did not move, bat an eyelid, offer me to sit down or anything. The one African man that was sat in front of me squeezed into a little chair, offered me a seat. I said no, but thanked him, thank you very much. I said no because I didn't want to sit far away from my child, right? But by rights, one of those younger men could have got out of that seat and offered it to me and my child so we could sit together. This is not about entitlement. This is not about, oh, you lot wanted equal rights. This is about humanitarianism. Why have we turned into a bunch of self-righteous? Why have we turned into a bunch of people that only care about ourselves and do not care about each other as a whole? Social media has made us so disjointed from each other that we don't hug anymore. I don't remember the last time I had a hug. Actually, I just recently started spending more time with one of my friends from school, and she hugs me, and I almost get shock every single time she hugs me, because people don't really hug anymore. Social media and the internet has made us so distant from each other that we are forgetting our basic human needs, which is hugs, love, affection, conversation, connection, because we are all connected. Now, just like with religion that divides us, just like class that divides us, just like color that divides us, just like creed divides, everything divides us. We need to start coming together as a race, the human race. It doesn't matter where you come from. If you know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, you need to start being a member of the human race and stop thinking that you're better than anybody else or less than anybody else. We are all on the same earth trying to figure this out. Just some of us have more money than others, and some of us have a better upbringing than others, or were given a better chance in life, and some of us were put on the back foot, and some of us were dealt hard hand. But we all bleed red. We all bleed the same blood. We need to remember that by the energy of God that is within us, regardless of what religion you believe in, God is every single religion, it's just in a different language or called a different name. That God energy that is within us is what we need to be using to fight back the powers that be. We have a right to have human rights. We have a right to have freedom of speech. We have a right to not let everybody know our business if we don't want to. Not let everybody know what we're doing if we don't want to. I've never gone up to somebody and said, let me know your itinerary for the rest of the year. Let me know what you've got coming up for the rest of the year. Let me know all of your inside business. What color underwear you wearing today? What color this? What color that? It's too much. You want everything. You want control of the entire population, and we cannot allow this to happen. If there's ever been anything that would wake up the population, I would hope that this is it. And the reason why I'm back here making these videos is because I got tired of fighting with people online about what I was saying. Everybody's calling me a conspiracy theorist, and everyone's saying I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm this and I'm that. Every single thing I said in 2020 has come true in the last 5 years. The only reason why I've been quiet about it is because my video got taken down. I get muted on TikTok. I'm not allowed to say the things I really want to say. So I've been quiet, and I've been quietly not compliant. Just like I'm having problems at my son's school because I won't comply to what society wants me to, because I am a human being that can think for myself, right? Think less and feel more. We need to start feeling connection again. We need to start feeling each other again. We need to start being in our God energy so that we can see what is being done to us. We need to wake up our consciousness. We need to start focusing on friendships again and on relationships, and stop all of this man versus woman, and man and woman come together again and start working in harmony again. That's what we're here for. You can't, neither of us, none of us, not one person watching this video, not me, could have been made without a man or a woman. I'm not saying, by the way, women cannot have immaculate conceptions, but we're not going into that today. And like, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. But All of us were made from a man and a woman. So why are we at odds? Because it's by design. Why are we hating each other? It's by design. We have been designed to discount each other, act like we don't need them. Women to act like they don't need men. Men to act like they don't want women. For us all to be this big jumbled mess of confusion. That is where we're at right now. We're in a jumbled mess of confusion. And unless we start to really take time to understand the state in which the world is in and blame ourselves for compliance, it's going to stay the same. However, we're at a point now where we can't ignore it. Digital IDs will ruin our entire lives and ruin the future for our kids. There will be no travel. You can't go where you want, can't go and see the world. There will be no moving to other countries because you're trapped in this market and one working for the man. It's going to be central banks that everybody's getting the same amount of money. Everybody's getting the same access while they steal the rest of the money. Now, YouTube, you can't put me down for this because this has been spoken about on the news. If you haven't been watching the news, I don't recommend you do, but go and look at digital IDs. Now people are getting scared. Now everybody of each color and creed are getting scared of what is happening. Whereas when it was just putting down the black people, nobody cared. When it was just black people writing for things, nobody cared. When it was fake BLM, nobody cared. Now all of a sudden, we care because it's threatening all of our freedom. And we all need to care. It doesn't matter what color you are. This is about human rights, not about race. So if you can, because I don't want to ramble too much, if you can, please click the link in the description, which will send you to the petition to sign, to press no for accepting digital IDs. We will not be accepting digital IDs. And I need you to share this video with a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend and get everybody to sign the petition. Because if we're 100,000, they have to go into parliament and start talking about it, and councillors have to start discussing it. It's got 2.4 million. Okay, but we need more impact. So please head over there and sign the petition. That's why I'm making this video. And also start doing some research on what is going on in the world outside of just the wars, because a lot of the wars are distractions. Big up and shout out everybody that is doing humanitarian work for the people in Congo, people in Palestine, people in Gaza, people that are absolutely in devastation because of greed. Okay, we are next because of greed. So if we do not start focusing on what is in front of us, we are going to end up like these countries. If we do not start focusing on what is happening right under our noses, our ignorance is going to be our downfall. So again, please start doing your research on what is going on. I don't give you as much information on here as I want to because of the platform it is on. Follow me on TikTok and on Instagram so you guys can feel free to DM or message me if you want any information on specific things. As a psychic, these are things that I've channeled as well as done my research on. So I've had a vision of where this world is heading, and I've had information of what we're looking for. I've read documents that are showing the plan for 2030. Project 2030. I've read documents on how the COVID vaccines got patented early 2000s. The patents for the COVID has been done since like 2015. So we only just had it in 2020. So, you know, there's a lot of things and stuff that's going on behind your head. Everything that's a conspiracy, you now need to take as fact. Chemtrails. I've been telling you guys about chemtrails for so long, and that they're spraying it in the air. I know because I meditate a lot and I lie out in the grass and I look at the sky, and I have watched chemtrails. Again, as somebody that's very in tune with the psychic and the spiritual world, I can see things. So I've seen the chemicals coming down after they've sprayed the chemtrails. I've seen them with my own eyes. And these things are things that people have been saying are conspiracies, and everything's listed as fake news. But now all of that fake news is becoming shocking breaking news and the truth. I'm making this video to say, open your eyes, guys. We cannot be asleep anymore. We cannot afford to be asleep anymore. This Soul Family series is so that we can start to come together and that we can all start to build a community of like-minded individuals that want to make change in the world, that want to elevate the consciousness of the world. Light seeds, star seeds, lights. I keep saying light seeds. Anyway, light seeds, star seeds, psychics, mediums, prayer warriors, everyone that believes in God and believes that God lives within us, and God will not allow this to happen to our people. I genuinely believe that. But God helps those who help themselves. So this is me helping us help ourselves, okay? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a little bit of insight into what is going on and what it's going to be used for and why it's being used. A lot of this stuff will be done through surveillance, which they were putting up them cameras during COVID. I saw them. I watched them do the electrical wires to put up these facial recognition cameras. Also the 5G towers, which 5Gs power the facial recognition. 5G also sends out a heavy radiation, which will help to lower your immune system. There's something with the Galactic Federation of Light where they have now been attuned to 432 Hertz, but I am not going to go into that in this particular video. If you know, you know. I hope you have got at least something from it, and I hope it's at least spurred you to go and sign the petition, because our freedom is at risk here, and it's up to us to save it. It's up to us to say no, okay? Is that an N? No. Is that an N? Well, that's quite a good N. No to digital that was a terrible N now I think about it. Say no to digital IDs. Say no to losing our freedom. Say no to negativity. Say no to greed, abuse of power. Say no to allowing other human beings to ruin our life without our say so. Stop allowing yourself to be a poppy show. Be a poppy show and a puppet led by people that see you as nothing more than a number. Bill Gates, population control. You know, just say it. There's a TED talk on it. Go look. I didn't know what I was going to use my platform for since I stopped focusing so heavily on music. I tried to do the readings. It wasn't really feeling authentic for me. I tried to do the vlogs. It was taking a lot of time. I wasn't really going anywhere, you know, single mom life. So this feels the most honest and authentic way for me to use my platform and for me to use my voice. And honestly, this is what I was doing before. I was just like sick of banging my head against the brick wall trying to tell everybody the truth when you weren't ready to hear it. But now I feel like you're ready to hear it. I feel like we can build our soul family, and I feel like we can finally start to combat the negative forces that are trying to pull us down. Make sure you like, share and subscribe, and make sure you click that notifications bell so you do not miss an episode. I'm your girl D-Ray Love. Feel free to follow me on all social medias, and I would look forward to seeing you, soul family, in the next one. Your heart pure and your mind clear. Mwah.